There we go. Okay. So we're hopping back in to our prenatal training. You can see we have this gorgeous sunset behind us. It's making us glow in the dark. So we just decided to shift the camera and just make this work. So yeah, we wanted to end with a little bit of review. I'm going to show you guys how to get into a supportive headstand with the leg loops and the swing a little bit lower. So I'm going to bring the swing down 2. So let's just actually bring your swing up 1 more. Okay, here. Okay, and we're going to try it. And with the swing lower, it just brings us closer to the ground, but we're going to keep the leg loops where they are and see how it feels. We're going to come into a low sumo squat, right? We've been doing all these sumos. And then we're going to get our leg loops on. Let's see how it goes. So I'm in my chilaxin pose. Yeah, there you go. So leg loops go behind the knees. And then once I'm in my chilaxin pose, my knees seem really high, but I'm going to do a bicep curl and come on up to stand again. So I'm standing in the center of the mat. And when I'm standing in the center of the mat, I'm going to, hold on to the leg loops, bicep curl, and come to stand. There you go. Okay, so once I'm here, I can bring the swing out in front of me. Okay, yeah, and with the swing in front of me, do you feel how much support we have in the front of the body now? Mm-hmm. So this can go below the belly, so it's on the legs, and then you can try and come on down, nice and easy. Hands to the ground. So there's a lot of pressure on the legs instead of the belly, and then you can let your feet float. Mm-hmm. Forearms down. Yeah. And then you can try bending the knees. Feet towards your bum, knees open wide. Does that feel good? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is just another version of the headstand with the extra support, but mainly having the pressure hang out on your legs instead of the belly. We have to just be careful coming in and out of it, so you can always place a chair in front of you to help you come back up. But we're going to extend the legs out towards the ground, walk the feet back down, and then come on up nice and slow. So walk your feet forward, walk your feet forward. There you go. Make sure there's tension on the swing, and then lift with your back. Press forward and lift. Yeah, that was it. Really good. So you get the swing behind you, come back to chilaxin, and just hang out here for a breath. I'm going to go ahead and index this video one more time. Decided to get stuck again. We'll go through that one more time. Okay, so you can try it one more time. I'll do a quick review, or you can just kind of hang out if you're feeling done with the inversions. So I'm going to come in nice and low. I can actually bring my leg loops down more if I don't want so much pressure, so I can be closer to the ground. Let me show you that version. I would take the leg loop off and put it on the bottom of the handhold. We haven't even used the handholds yet. We have like a whole nother full body hang version. So now I'm like super low to the ground, right? So like I was saying, with our chilaxin pose, we can play higher or we can play lower. I'm going to bicep curl, come on up. There won't be nearly as much pressure on the groin this way. I'm going to bring the swing in front of me. Now the key is to keep tension on the swing, just like when we walk back, when we walk forward. So make sure the swing is all the way down below the hip bones. You can just lift one leg at a time. Good. And then you just walk your feet back. There you go. That's it, dropping onto the forearms. And maybe this is enough. You don't even have to really lift the legs too high to get a mini inversion, right? Half inversion. But if it feels good, you can bend the knees, bring the heels towards the bum. Knees are slightly open wide. And the head can be just gently touching down. This is a nice way to do a supported headstand, either closer to the ground, higher or lower, depending on your comfort level. And then to come out, we straighten the legs. I start to walk forward through the down dog. And then once there's tension on the swing, then I can hold on and lift. Yeah, pressing the hips forward the whole time makes a big difference. So just wanted to review a supported headstand with the leg loops on in our high skydiver position. We call it high skydiver. Okay, great. So sitting back into chillaxing to come out. We're going to go ahead and drop the bum, slide on in. Yeah. If we get too much swag, we can just put one foot down and then the other foot down. Coming on out through sumo nice and slow. So we definitely want to bring the swing up a little bit higher for our lunges. So let's return the leg loops to the bottom. Okay, so yours are on the bottom, good. Mm-hmm. And then the swing, for your height, you just tiptoe. And wherever you tiptoe and reach is the perfect height for your body. It's kind of designed that way. So everybody fits. You can just move it up and down based on the geometry or height of the person we're working with. Okay, so that typically is the perfect measurement, just tiptoe, not flat-footed, yeah. If it's flat-footed, it'll just feel a little low, but we can always play a little bit lower and a little bit higher in some of the poses. Okay, I might need your help. No problem. Yeah, I do this with one finger. Yeah. So one higher, no? Oh, is that where she goes? That's good. Yeah. Okay. I think I was trying to reach the next one. Yeah, that one's good. Okay. Just change the angle on this slightly. There we go. It's bright out now. My goodness, it's so amazing. We're getting sunified. Okay, great. So we're going to come back in to our lunges from a sumo position. This is just a nice review. So we push the swing down nice and low. I'm going to put my little shirt on to block from the sun. Would you like to get your little? Yeah. Yeah, we're getting very tan over here in Hawaii, which we love, but you know, a little bit at a time. We've been out here for a good 5 hours. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and push the swing down with my forearms. That way we can get it nice and low in the back. And then we lean back, holding on. 10 and 2 position. Perfect. All right. I like to just hang out here and bring my feet to 9 and 3. Right? So from sumo, 10 and 2, we just walk them back to 9 and 3. Now you can hold on to the swing to support the weight, especially if your underarms have had enough. So that's one option, and you can even add some bicep curls in between, which I like. Coming to the side, bicep curl. Coming to the side. If you do 100 bicep curls a day, you'll be set for when the baby's on the outside. Then if we wanted to try some side lunges with the leg loops in our hands, so I call these warrior poses because they look like warrior 2. What we're going to do is turn the right toes forward, okay, and press down strongly into the leg loops, and then we can pulse. So now we're holding our weight with our hands, so bunch it up, yeah, and press down to lift up, right? So our arms are really working. So the leg loops are taut the whole time. And then we can do a little roundabout, press back, toes forward, turn the right toes out, and then you just slide, so back leg straight, yeah. So we just slide the heel out. So press your heel out a little bit more with the back foot. There you go, that's our warrior 2. And so then we press and lift, you can straighten the front leg, and then lower, press and lift, and then lower. Yeah, use the breath, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. So I figured we'd go back and add the warriors in. And then I usually add some twists here too. So if the twists don't feel good, just skip it for my pregnant friends, right? But if we're initiating from the upper body, it should feel okay. It feels okay. Yeah, we can add some warrior twists. Add twists to all the poses. And I just rotate my back heel up. If for any reason it feels a little funky on my knee, so it looks like this. Let's do the other side. So pressing back, keeping tension on the swing, bend the left knee, coming into warrior pose. And so then I twist my back heel up. and then twist back down. Yeah, there you go. Gives you a little bit more space. Twist. Back down. Twist. Good. Tension on the leg loops the whole time, so these are holding the weight. Really press down. There you go. Awesome. All right, come on back through center. Let's go ahead and release those. Gently rock from side to side, coming back through our weeping willow. Getting a nice side body stretch. Gentle back bend through the upper thoracic spine. Lower back is happy. There you go. Oh, yeah, you can actually go from a sumo and then just straighten one leg too. That's really nice. Usually I straighten both legs and then bend one. But we have Serena coming from sumo and then just straightening one leg and then keeping both bent. Did I see that? Yeah. So it's just a nice variation to stay in sumo, making sure that there's space for the lower back. Usually I press back so that I have my lower back flat and the upper back is arching.
Oh, let's see.
Holding on to the swing, coming back through center. Let's come down to the floor and do some floor poses. So this is a great sequence to do with wide knees, depending on where you are in your semesters. But just let's do wide knees for everyone. Okay, so standing in the center of the mat, releasing the swing, holding on to the leg loops in our hands. We're going to come through a gentle push-up and down on our knees into camel. Be really, really careful so there's no kerplunk. Yeah. Okay. And so then what we can do is we can untuck our toes, bring our knees a little wider, and then bring your arms out wide to the sides. Your head's not going to touch the ground, but you're going to sink your bum back like you're in a child's pose. Yeah, there you go. I like to gently rock from side to side if that feels good, but let it come from the upper body. Yeah. Can your hips sink down a little bit more? Yeah, there you go.
A little wider with my
yeah,
knees,
even
maybe.
wider.
Yeah.
Real wide. There we go. There we go. Awesome. Yay. Okay, good. And then what we're going to do is we're going to inhale, lift, bring the arms back around, and then exhale, bicep curl, pull ourselves up. Exhale, sink the hips down, bring the arms wide and around, dive back in. Let's do a few rounds like that. Inhale, lift, bring the arms wide and around, bicep curl, lift, and then sink back down. Okay. Just modifying where we need to. Let's stay here and just add a little bit of pause at the edges for a side body stretch. See how that feels. If that's too much on the knees, I do this pose. I'm going to bring my knees in a little bit closer and tuck my toes under. But I do this pose with my elbows bent. My elbows. Like some people, at least my older friends, they have trouble holding on for long periods of time. Yeah. So I can do the pose like this up a little bit higher. If the knees don't want to bend, this also feels really good. Okay, great. Then what we're going to do is come on around and sink the hips down, lean back, and we're going to come into a wide straddle. Good. Yeah, nice and easy. What I usually like to do here is pull my hips back towards the center line so they're right, so it's right underneath my RX logo, and legs are wide. So I'm arching through the back of the heart, so I'm not rounding here. And I'm gently letting my arms sway from side to side. Just moving forward with the pelvis. Does that feel okay? Mm-hmm. This might be a little much for the hamstrings, so if we wanted to come into Baddha Konasana and then just kind of lean back and do like a few different variations like that. I don't normally do Baddha Konasana here, but I was just thinking that probably feels good, right? Mm-hmm. The hamstrings are really tight for some folks, so the wide straddle forward fold might not be the first choice. And then I usually come back and come into not a full fish pose, but with my arms lifted, legs together. I bring the crown of the head towards the floor. Slide your butt forward. There you go. And that's like a nice variation, right? So no pressure on the neck. Bring the bottom tips of the shoulder blades together. Just roll them around. And then we're going to pull ourselves back up to a seated position. We're going to skip all the core activations I normally do here. If we want to do just gentle leg lifts, we can just kind of swim it out, just lifting one leg at a time instead of bicycling. Really gentle and slow. We're not going to do a ton of core activation, even though it's important to keep the abdomen strong. We don't want to create too much of a contraction there where the muscles can't expand. Have you been doing any core strengthening?
Very little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does this feel okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just real slow, gentle lifting. We just want to be able to lift our own legs. That could come in handy. Okay, great. We're going to keep holding on. We're going to start backing up and bicep curl. Come on up to stand. You can just kind of lean against the thing. If we had more room, we would keep going back. Excellent. So those are some floor variations that we can do. I usually go back into Supta Virasana, but we're going to skip that because we don't want to overstretch the belly. So Supta Virasana is one that we'll just eliminate for our prenatal. And then when we come into our standing poses, this is when I was saying it gets really fun with like trying to lift your leg up. If you're in the end of your third trimester, this might not seem like for you, but just bring the swing down if it feels too high to lift. But otherwise, we're going to kick the swing forward and get our leg up there. See if we can start with the right leg. Right? If that doesn't feel good, then we'll bring the swing down. So hold on to the leg loops. Yeah, there you go. And you're going to use your momentum. So it looks like this. You just give it like a little push. And you time it so when the swing's forward, your leg goes up there. There you go. Yeah, it's like magic. Everyone's like, there's no way I can get my leg up there. I'm like, I promise you can. Now we're going to hold on to the leg loops in our hands just for stability, where we can do all of our standing poses here to stretch the back of the legs, really keep the heart lifted and open. In all these poses, we're just going to go back as far as we can. And then we inhale and lift. Press, press, press. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, lift and press. There you go. Exhale, lower. Hips down, back. So now we're going to inhale, lift, bend the front knee. The right knee bends, and then we push our hips forward as much as it feels good. You can bring your knee a little bit more out to the side if you need to. Beautiful. Now stay holding on to support your weight if that feels right, or you can hold on to the swing, or you can just bring your arms out into a V and press the swing away. See what feels best for your body today. Really good. Okay. Now a side angle pose will probably be okay. We roll our back heel down, bring the right elbow to right knee, and I like to either hold on above my head, right, again, supporting the weight, still balancing, or bring the left hand to the front of the room here, all the way up overhead. So feel the long line of energy from the back toes all the way through the spine. And then hold on to the swing to pull yourself back up. Okay, so this is how I get into Nataraj. Let's see if it works. See if you can grab onto your handholds. We haven't used these guys yet. Okay. From here, I like to float. Yeah. Good. Now, if it's available to lift the knee and bring it through center, not the foot, the knee, then you can come to stand on your shin. Yeah. And then right foot comes to the middle of the mat. Yeah. And then we're in Nataraj. Not too bad. If the belly is in the way, then I would say skip this one. So from here, we can keep holding on with our hands, and then we can drop our weight, bending both knees. There you go. Just lean back a little bit more. There you go. Stretch it out. Good. Yeah. So we can always engage through the arms, and pull up through the belly if we want a little bit more core activation here. But that deepens the stretch too. And then we just pull ourselves back up to stand. We're going to transition to the leg loops in our hands. This is our last pose. And I think Warrior 3 would be okay, right? So we're going to hold on with our hands, and we're going to extend straight out in front of us. I also call it goat pose sometimes. It's pretty intense, but feels really good. Beautiful. From boat pose, we can actually do a modified version where we put the leg loops on our shoulders and we're in an airplane. Ta-da! Think a little from side to side if that feels good. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to hold on to the leg loops in our hands again, press ourselves up to stand, point your toes towards the sky and it'll come right off. There you go. Yeah. So instead of leaning forward, just point the toes up and see if they come off. Yeah. Okay, second side, one more side. Let's try it, see how it feels. So we're going to go ahead and come from behind again. Holding on to the top of the leg loops.
Left leg now?
Yes.
Right leg.
Their left. Our other leg. So we time it, right? Get a good push.
That's the one that I did before. So I have to switch.
Right at this leg?
Did I?
No? I watched you. That one. Yeah. Wiggle it in there. There we go. They got me on two legs. How do spiders do it? How do spiders do it? Okay, let's just lean back as far as we can. There we go. Awesome. And then we're going to bicep curl and come into our standing splits. Woo! Standing splits. Always challenging. And then exhale, lean back. Good. Inhale, bicep curl and pull forward. Nice long lines of energy. Exhale, lean back. Good. Both legs straight. Use the balcony. Then we're going to pull forward, stay forward, bend the front knee, and slide in. So I keep pressing my hips forward as much as it feels comfortable. Back leg straight. Yeah. And then you can hold on to the swing if that feels a little bit better. I usually like grab up as high as I can. There you go. Roll your back heel down. Oh, let's do victory first. Pardon me. So I like victory if you feel like you can support your weight fully. There you go. And then holding onto the swing with my right hand, the left elbow finds left knee. Roll the back heel down for a side angle. And then I reach up overhead. So you can hold onto the swing for extra support, or you can extend the right arm away from your right toes. Straight, 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 long lines of energy. Feels so good. Beautiful. Reach back up for the swing. Come onto the ball of the foot, all toes pointing forward. And then from here, we can actually stretch the back of the leg too. We kind of skip the more intense version, but you can always stretch to the back of the leg like this. Let's find our handholds. We're expediting and going into Nataraj. And we let ourselves float, which is such a great stretch, right? Just getting the full body hang. Maybe play a little in the space there. And then I'm going to bend my knee on the inside of the swing so I can land on my shin. And then my left foot finds the center of the mat. Come to stand. Here we go. I keep my back foot flexed at first. I can bend both knees to get a really deep stretch. Can you straighten the arms? There you go. Get low. There you go. Nice and low. And then come on back up to stand before we make the transition. I'm going to hold on to the top of the leg loop, and then I slide down the center. And once I slide down the center, I'm going to extend. Yeah, so it's bunched up in my hands. I make a nice strong fist. And so I don't let my head drop, right? Yeah, see how strong the arms have to press down to get that lift? And then to do an easier version, I put them on my shoulders. So this is more of a warrior 3 where I'm level with the earth. Good. Nice long lines of energy, both legs straight. So we still have to practice our balance, right? Think a little from side to side. Okay, beautiful. Okay, reach up and grab for the swing. Press, press, press. Come on up to stand. Whew. Toes point towards the sky. You're like, yeah, doing it.
We're getting there.
Okay, great. We're going to pause there. We're going to come back and do some low inversions with you. But we did our standing poses. Oh, there's another standing pigeon pose there that you can do too, where you just bend your knee out to the side. But we've done, 50 pigeons today. So I think we're good. We will be right back with some low inversions for you.